BMW has dubbed itself as the ultimate driving machine. If that's true, then the M3 would be the ultimate driving machine. Seriously, the M3 has made driving enthusiasts hot and bothered since 1985. Never has a combination of a letter and a number made so many people tingle in their nether regions. What makes the M3 so arousing? In a word, balance. For people who really enjoy driving, balance is the key for that ultimate experience of feeling connected to the road. The M3 accomplished its balance with an optimal wheelbase, excellent brakes, and an engine that hit the horsepower sweet spot for its particular chassis. That last part usually came by way of an inline motor. In fact, M3s have been strictly an inline-only affair for much of its existence, until the E90 series showed up in 2007. When producing the E90 series, BMW engineers wiped the engine bay clean and decided to do something completely different and frightening to many M purists. They ditched the inline motor in favor of a V8. "It'll be too heavy!" exclaimed one fanboy. "It'll understeer!" whined another. News of a V8 M3 set more internet forums ablaze than a human torch relieving himself on a pile of dry brush. When the smoke cleared, it turned out that all the doom and gloom was for naught, and the E92 M3 Coupe and E90 M3 sedan were well received by critic and consumer alike. It can be argued that for a good part of the last 7 years, the E90 series M3 has been the sports car to beat at the $60K price mark. So, BMW shook things up, threw a big V8 into their M3, and it all worked out. Yet, the engineers at BMW's M Division weren't satisfied. After some thinking, the M Division engineers started to wonder if maybe they had it right the first time with the inline engine. However, perhaps they also thought that reducing cylinders would make it look like they were taking a step back. So while they minused 2 from the engine bay, they added 1 to the emblem, hence the new inline-6 M4 was born. No worries, fanboys. The M3 lives, but now it lives as a sedan only. Although both the new M3 and M4, aka the F80 series, share a 3-liter inline-6 engine, those engines also bring with them 2 turbochargers, bringing the total horsepower to 425, which is 11 more than the E90 series M3. While that might not seem like a huge jump, also bear in mind that the M4 Coupe is nearly 180 pounds lighter than the outgoing M3 Coupe, and we all know that power minus weight equals awesome. Besides just adding power and reducing weight, the new M4 also has an all-new transmission, a new suspension setup, and a host of other engineering bits that all equate to a better coupe than the one that came before it. But is it really better? Is the new M4 any good at all? Well, the only way to find out is to drive it. As it usually goes with new car launches after they make their debuts at their appropriate auto shows, automotive journalists, pundits, and other talking heads are typically invited by the OEM to test drive their new offerings at some scenic locale or sometimes even a racetrack. Unfortunately, I seriously doubt I will be on BMW's M4 test drive invitee list.
Denied!
So, I've elected to do the next best thing. See, when the new M4 Coupe made its official debut, it also made a virtual debut in Gran Turismo 6. Since the Gran Turismo series is known as the real driving simulator, what better way to get a feel for what the M4 Coupe is really like than by driving it in GT6? Yeah, I know a better way would be to drive it in real life, but that's probably not going to happen, remember? Anyhow, thanks to Gran Turismo 6, I will now take a few laps in a brand new, yet to be released BMW M4 Coupe at the Big Willow course at Willow Springs Raceway and give you my driving impressions. Alright, here we go, new M4 Coupe at Big Willow course in the Willow Springs Raceway in Southern California. Sunny Southern California. Hang tight, East Coast. I know you guys are still experiencing the snowstorm of the century out there. Anyway, so yeah, this M4 Coupe, right away I'm noticing that has some pretty strong acceleration, which I'm thinking on the real life version would equate to little to no turbo lag. And it also has a lot of grip. I could just feed it the throttle and the turns, and a lot of throttle actually, and it stays planted no matter what. It's like these tires are made from unicorns and happy thoughts. Get in there. The other thing I'm noticing is that it stays pretty stable under braking. Some of the other cars, like the E92 M3 Coupe, when I drive it in this game, when you get on the brakes hard, it'll get a little wobbly. Not so much that it, will ruin everything, but you definitely notice. But with this car, the M4, there is no wobble at all. It just stays completely straight as an arrow when you're on the brakes. And there's so much torque that I feel like that's what contributes to the high speed cornering, because the suspension and the tires keep it planted, and the torque makes it so you don't really need to downshift as much as you think you would, because it just pulls you right back out and puts you right back where you left off. There we go. Almost 150 miles an hour again. And then the torque saves me in the turn. So it definitely inspires confidence. Not so much like a GTR or another sports car with a lot of electronic nannies that'll turn anybody into, an F1 driver, but it gives you enough confidence to where, you'll try things out that you might normally not try out, which is always a good thing, because that's how you become a better driver, right? Trial and error. But yeah, the car's incredibly stable, and I think a lot of that has to do with the aerodynamics package that the engineers put together for the M4 and the M3 sedan. There's a lot of little ducts and fins and other channeling in the front and the sides. I think really lend to the car stability, and it also cures that that M3 curse, to where M3 looks just like a 3 Series except for the front bumper. I think we were all a little tired of that, so good for BMW for finally making this car look different enough from its quote-unquote regular counterpart. I mean, this definitely looks like a different car than a 4 Series Coupe. Not that the 4 Series Coupe looks bad or ugly or anything, it's a good looking car, but when you're stepping up to the M level, you want to make sure that the car looks different, especially considering the difference in price tag. And it's a really good looking car. I mean, when I first saw the concept photos, which was essentially the production car, I wasn't completely sold on it right away. I don't know what it was, but the more I looked at it, the more I liked it. And it got to the point where now I just drool over this thing. Like, it is really good looking. I would have no self-confidence or anxiety issues parking this next to a Ferrari or a McLaren, the MP412C. I mean, granted, it's not that exotic, but it can definitely hold its own against some of those, I guess, quote-unquote, higher-level cars. And the grip is just awesome. This is definitely a fun car to drive. If all you care about is a driving experience, then I think the price tag, which I'm not sure if that's been announced yet, it's probably going to be around 65, 60, is well worth it. I mean, the grip, the stability, the speed, all worth the price of admission. I mean, you forget all the other options. They're nice, but when it comes to M4, M3, or any M car, it's all about feeling connected to the road, and this definitely gets you there. Oh man, I really want one of these now. Maybe this was a bad idea, because now I'm just craving it, and I know I can't have it. But anyway, so there you go. Those are my driving impressions of the new M4 Coupe in Gran Turismo 6. If you liked this video, go ahead and click the like button. If you liked it even more than just a little bit, then go ahead and hit subscribe. I'll try to bring some more cool content like this to you in the coming months. Also want to give a shout out to Polyphony Studios and the GT Explorer Studios and the two Takuyas who gave me a copy of Gran Turismo 6 so I can do this video feature. I also want to give a shout out to Placey Racing. I'm using one of their rigs right now, which is awesome. And also a shout out to Alpine Stars, because they sent me an awesome pair of stick gloves to use for my unboxing videos. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Shout out to all those guys, because you rock. and stay tuned for more stuff like this in the future. Thanks a lot.